Welcome to another episode of Field Phone Ops. Today we're going to look at SB22 switchboards and making dial phone calls to outside lines without having a trunk pack or a dial pad. So sit back and here we go. Okay, now we're going to look at making dial phone calls to an outside phone line using an SB22. We already know you can do this by having with your SB22 by having a trunk card right here, or a trunk line pack. And what makes these different than a normal line pack is they're different internally. Plus, they also, the phone line, connects to the binding post for this line pack on the back of the switchboard. The telephone system sees this line pack as actually as a telephone. So when it's just sitting there like this, it's idle. This telephone system sees it being a phone hung up and does nothing, or will send it a ring if it had to. But as soon as you plug a cord into this jack right here, there's a little switch in there, it tells the phone switch, hey, I picked my phone up. So then the phone switch sends you dial tone, and then you use your DTMF dial pad right here to make the phone call. Now, this is all fine and dandy, and I've done videos on this, and it works really good. The problem is the availability of some of these components. The 326, the trunk line pack, I've seen anywhere from $100 to $150 on eBay if you can find them. And even worse than that is TA977 PT DTMF dial pad that fits on the side of the switch. These things are really scarce, and when you do find them, you're going to pay anywhere between $200 to $500 for one. So, I mean, they work good. They're great. The one I have, I got from Pete at the Signal Center. He basically sent it to me as parts, and I fixed it and put it together and got it to work. So thanks to Pete. Now, what if I told you there's a way we can make phone calls from our SB22 to outside phone lines without having to have all these components? So that's what we're going to look at next. So basically, you have your SB22 and it's got your TA22 PT line packs. That's the normal line packs. You don't have a DTMF dial pad device on it. So what are you going to do? So basically, what all you need to do is you need your outside line. Could be a phone, a PABX Magic Jack or something like that. Some phone cords, and you need a splitter. And a normal old telephone, preferably a touch tone one. I use a trim line phone because they're small and you can put in places easier when I'm experimenting. And then you fabricate this cable right here. This is basically a phone cord cable that's got a plug on the end of it. This is the same plug that we used when I did the video that talked about plugging a phone directly into the front of the switchboard to make and answer calls. So that's basically what you're going to do. And how this works is basically when it's hooked up like this, the telephone system sees this phone right here and treats it as a normal phone. So basically you're sitting here like this, and let's do two scenarios. The first scenario is the field phone user on line 1 wants to make a outside telephone call. So he calls the switchboard, his little eye thing pops up, and then you'll go ahead and process the call. You'll plug into his jack and talk to him, and he's going to tell you, hey, I want to call so-and-so, and he's going to give you the phone number, which you write down on a pad. You tell them to stand by. Then what you do is you go ahead and you pull out your operator plug, plug in this plug right here into the jack right here. Basically, this now puts this phone line pack right here and this operator on the phone line. Then you pick your phone up and you dial the phone number you want, and it rings. And the best thing to do, I've done some experimentation, is once the other party answers, is just set this phone down next to the thing. Don't hang it up, because sometimes it'll drop the call, sometimes it won't. But I discovered you just leave it off, it's fine. And then once these guys are making their phone call, when they hang up, you'll be able to hear the fast busy tone, which tells you the phone call's up. You hang the phone up and you're done. Now to do it the other way, which would be an incoming call on the outside line that needs to be patched to somebody on one of the field phones. Same thing, the phone would ring, they tell you, I want to talk to so-and-so, where you're going to look and see where's so-and-so at, and you're going to go ahead and leave the phone off hook, sit next to the cradle. Don't plug this in yet. You're going to want to plug in and answer the phone call like you normally would with your switchboard. Tell the guy, hey, I've got an incoming phone call for you, and he's going to say, okay. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to unplug your line jack, and you're going to go ahead and plug this in. Now, basically, this local battery field phone user now is talking over the phone line to whoever's on the distant end. I experimented with this. This works with most local battery phone lines. I didn't do all of them. I think I did 6 or 8, and I figured that was good enough. You don't have to take and set the switch on the phone. If it's got a CB, LB switch, you do not have to set it to CB. Just let it set an LB, and away it goes. Now, this is pretty simple to build. We'll go ahead and go over the basically the materials list. Pretty easy. Standard old phone cord. If you want to buy them or if you might have some laying around, a 1 to 2 phone splitter. I had one. I looked to get them on eBay for $5-6, and then you'll have to have your POTS or your plain old phone for servicing calls. Preferably a touch tone phone with push buttons on it. A dial one will work, but this works much better. It's a little faster, easier, and it usually comes with the cord, so you can plug that into the splitter. Then you're going to need to make this thing right here. And this is basically one of those 1/4-inch mono phone plugs. I took a piece of, I actually have stuff to make my own phone cord. So I made a phone cord, and I soldered the red wire to what's going to be the tip right here, and the green wire to the sleeve, which is the outside part right here. And it's ready to go. Now, if you happen to buy a phone cord and cut it off, cut the end off it to do this, and it's got 4 wires in it, you'll want to use the 2 inner wires, which are usually the red and green. And that's pretty much where you go. Length, I would think about this cord right here, how far your switchboard's from where your phone jack is. You got to run all the way across the room or across the house or through the garage or whatever, so take that into account. These right here, probably 3-4 feet long. They don't have to be that long. Because this is going to set next to your phone's going to set next to your switchboard, and you're going to want to have your phone plug handy ready also. Like I said, here's the list of stuff right here. Here are some videos that I had done. We'll go to the next screen. These are videos that I've done. I've talked about doing this or something similar. And I did do a video where we did basically the same thing we're doing right now, but we used a Polish LP10 switchboard and connected outside lines. Also, some other ones I've done with SP22 connecting to outside lines using different methods and such. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set it up on the rack or the bench, and we'll go ahead and make some phone calls. So here we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to make the phone calls. And this is the setup I have right here. I have my SP22. I removed my 977 dial pad from it. We're not going to use that. I have a trunk line pad. We're not going to use that either. So this 312 is going to represent the phone subscriber that's on the switchboard. This cordless phone is connected to my PABX line, so it's one of my phone lines I can simulate. I'll be using this to simulate the outside caller who's calling in or being called. And this white phone right here is going to be one of the phones to interface the switchboard. And here's the plug that I talked about making right there. So we'll go ahead and set it up. First scenario we'll do the 312 calls into the switchboard and wants to make an outside phone call. So first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll have the 312 call in. I drops. Operator processes the call. Hey, what do you want? I want to do this. I want to call so-and-so. Operator says okay. Then they're going to go ahead and they're going to pull their cord out like this. They're going to take this and plug this into 312 and stick this off hook. They're going to dial the phone number. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay, so right now we have test 1 2 3. We have the 312 talking over the phone line to the distant end person. Like I said, leave it set like this. Leave that phone off hook to hold the line. When they're done, that guy hangs up. This guy hangs up. and you should get a fast busy. Yep. You get the fast busy, check it, unplug the phone line, you're ready to process more calls. Darn camera stand. Okay. Now we're going to do the other way. We're going to do where somebody calls in and says they want you to connect them to a phone user that's on the switchboard. So by doing that, we'll go ahead and we'll take this phone right here. We'll call in to that phone. Phone's ringing right there. You pick it up and say, "What's up?" The person on the other end is going to tell you, "Hey, I want to talk to so-and-so." And you're going to say, "Okay, stand by." So you're going to go ahead. We're going to pull the plug. We're going to plug into the 312. We're going to call the 312. Tell them, "Hey, man, I got an outside phone call for you." And the guy will say, "Okay." So that's when you unplug. Plug the interface cable into the 312. And now, test 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. We now have the 312 talking to the outside phone line. And like I said before, when everybody's done with the call, they'll hang the phone up. Get a fast busy. You might want to check this every now and then. Here it is, fast busy. Hang it up, pull it down, and you're ready to make phone calls. This actually works pretty good. I'm going to do some more experimenting with it and see if I can figure out, this is more of a curiosity point on my end, why it won't hold, why this, what usually holds the phone off hook won't do it sometimes. That's why you have to leave that phone sitting next to the cradle during the call so it doesn't hang up. But that's something I'll look at some other time. But this is it. I hope everybody learned something. Thanks for watching.